Tonight on NAIT NewsWatch.
With high demands on produce and prices rising, we see what type of impact it's having on businesses.
As everyone was at home, buying trends changed, so there's no forecast to that. So now the economy is firing back up.
Then we see how change is being called for gun safety on movie sets.
So I see going forward that there's going to be no more actual live prop or real guns on set at all.
And we'll take a look at a fundraiser that lets gamers test their willpower to play video games for 24 hours straight.
Gamers collect to do 24-hour marathon to raise money.
NewsWatch starts now.
Good evening, and welcome to our Halloween edition of NAIT NewsWatch.
It's a spooky time at the end of the month, but ghosts and vampires aren't the only things scaring people right now.
Stories that would be typically stocking up for Christmas shoppers are finding that customers are buying products faster than they can keep them stocked.
With more info on that, our Ben Druin reports live from our news center tonight. So Ben, what's happening?
Well, what we're looking at right now comes down to the basic principles of supply and demand. So the factories and the shipping companies that are working at reduced capacity are putting out less of these goods, and the people who are stuck at home more often are buying more of these goods. So that's creating a bit of an imbalance in the economy, and now it's really starting to tip over right now, and we could see that that could create some pretty big problems going forward.
For almost 2 years, the consumer mentality has shifted away from services towards goods that can be bought and enjoyed at home. Online shopping became especially popular for its convenience and ease of access.
As everyone was at home, buying trends changed, so there's no forecast to that. So now the economy is firing back up, and you had a shift pattern change there for supply goods, and now you've had an unsuspected increase in trade, which has put a lot of strain on the system.
The demand created by this pandemic buying was more than what shipping companies could keep up with. Now with near constant delays, the cost of moving goods has become both slower and more expensive.
We know like the Suez Canal, there's a backlog there, which is billions of dollars a day in trade, basically log jammed. Container ship shortages, raw goods sitting on ships, not being able to get to port. It's just compounded the issue.
Those responsible for moving these goods around the world know the importance of getting their products through on time.
The railway kind of just keeps on going. It's one of the vital bloodlines of the nation. So if it is getting truly hit and affected, the country is falling apart.
While there is a steady push for factories and shipping companies to bring back their workforce and bring the industry up to speed, it may be some time before we see the market stabilize.
Anything that you buy online right now might take several weeks to ship, and waiting for the stores in Edmonton could take just as long to restock as well. So whatever you've got on your shopping list, just be prepared to wait a while until you're able to get it.
What are some of the other side effects that the supply strain is causing?
Well, because of this reduced supply, obviously the stores are able to get less of their goods in. So the goods that they do have right now, they have to bring those prices up in order to maintain their profit margins. So whatever you get when you're going out right now, from groceries at the market to gas for your car at the gas station, it's all going to cost a little bit more for a while.
What long-term impact can we expect the supply strain to have?
Well, like I said earlier, these industries, the shipping companies and the factories are only just starting to bring that workforce back. And even when they do, it's still going to take a while to get through that backlog and get the orders that they have right now through and shipped to the countries. So we're going to be waiting through this for a while, probably until around June of next year.
All right, thanks Ben. That was Ben Druin reporting live from our news center tonight.
The government of Alberta has announced a new plan to help smaller businesses get back to their feet from COVID-19. However, some feel like it's not being fair for their business. Restaurants are receiving large benefits to keep their doors open and businesses going, though some businesses are only receiving $2,000.
The amount of that grant is like I said, helps. It's a very small amount. If they were able to put some sort of package where it's a little more, I'd probably say anywhere in the vicinity of about 10 would be very helpful to a lot of businesses, because not only can that help go towards rent. You have a portion that could go towards, bills and other things that we need to take care of from a business perspective.
As of now, there are no plans to change the current benefits program, but that does not mean that it's not possible in the future.
You're watching NAIT NewsWatch, the next generation of news.
Guns have always been a controversial subject, but now, with the recent accidental shooting on the movie set of Rust, the talk about real firearms being allowed on set comes into question. Real guns are often used on movie sets, but not always used correctly. Although they bring a certain elevation to the films, using them can come at a dangerous cost. With other options such as airsoft and prop guns, some filmmakers still see real guns as the go-to, as long as there are proper safety protocols in place.
As long as people are educated and are following all protocols, I wouldn't see an issue with firearms being on set. That being said, if it's a small production like they had, where they have someone with almost no knowledge with firearms who is confusing live rounds for non-live rounds, yeah, you should probably just use airsoft.
If you're interested in gun safety courses, Edmonton offers several options, including live firearm safety, DF safety, and PAL training.
There may still be hope for you to see this particular planetarium reopen. The Queen Elizabeth II Planetarium has been closed since 1983, and time has taken its toll on it. After receiving funding in 2015, the building has been under construction to improve the architecture of it, and to hopefully reopen. Though there is no confirmed date as of now, the planetarium is still planned to be opened this year as construction continues to meet the deadline program. Manager Darren Gigobo said that it's a historic building, and being the first of one of its kind in Canada, we can be proud today that part of our city's inventory.
Playing video games, well, this fundraiser might just be for you.
Let's do hardcore. Hey! Thanks, Thomas.
Extra Life's annual fundraiser is back in action. It consists of gamers attempting to play non-stop video games for 24 hours. Each participant is trying to raise as much money as they can throughout their stream, and luckily for those who want to donate, it's quite simple to do on their website.
You can search up by ID number, by name, or by team. So if you're wanting to just donate to Edmonton in general, you can just look up the YEG Extra Life on the Extra Life page.
All proceeds raised in Edmonton go to the Stollery Children's Hospital.
Coming up after the break, we look how a NAIT student won the lottery.
And how he is continuing life as normal after the big win.
Get further away and spend more time just doing radio compared to, I don't know, having to have a second job.
In sports, we take a look at both the NAIT's men's and women's soccer team as they prepare for their championship games this weekend. Also, we take a look at an Edmonton Oil King rookie who's proving himself within the strong core of players. And finally, we get you ready for the Edmonton Oil Kings versus Winnipeg Ice game.
Oh, it's my favorite. It's got far-off places, daring sword fights, magic spells. But you don't care about that. What you care about is what the weather will be like for Halloween. Well, stay tuned to find out.
I don't know about you, Caitlin, but it seems that this October's been a lot better than the other ones we've had.
It sure has. Honestly, I haven't even taken out a single winter item yet. I've been staying in my sweaters for this whole entire month, but that's why we have Nicole Gruber here to let us know if we should be bringing out our winter coats sometime soon.
That's right, you guys, it is getting a little colder, so we might not see those temperatures for the rest of the year, unfortunately. And I think it's time for me to winterize my broomstick. Southern Alberta will be seeing some snow today and tomorrow, and hopefully it should be gone by Sunday. But here in Edmonton, we've actually only seen snow about twice in the past 10 years, and hopefully this year will be about the same. So as we look at our temperatures, we see that Calgary is a high of 5 and a low of -5, and it will be mainly sunny for them. In Jasper, we're looking at mainly sunny with a high of 6 degrees and a low of -8 degrees. So not too bad. And then in Fort McMurray, we're looking at a mix of sun and clouds with a high of 5 degrees and a low of -6 degrees. And then here in Edmonton, Saturday will be partly cloudy with a high of 5 degrees and a low of -3 degrees. And then Sunday, a big Halloween day, will be mainly sunny with a high of 4 degrees. So you might still want to wear a coat for Halloween, but it should be pretty nice for you guys for any fun events that you guys will be having. Our average temperatures for this time of year is about 4 degrees and a low of -4 degrees. But in the last 10 years, it's actually boosted up a little bit and climbed to about 6 degrees for our average temperatures. Our records for this time of year is a high of 20 degrees, and that was in 1981, and our low was -24 degrees in 1984. So those are actually pretty close together when you consider the years that they were in. Anyways, that's all for me. I hope everyone has a fun and safe, happy Halloween.
NewsWatch Weather is brought to you by NR92, the station for the students.
Many spend their whole lives hoping they're the lucky winner of the lottery.
But for one humble NAIT student, it's a reality, and winning it off of a free ticket, well, that makes it just a little bit sweeter.
Brianne, hanging out with Aiden. How are you, Aiden?
I'm doing great, Brianne.
Aiden Bolsgaard is a third semester radio student and is taking his last few strides in the program with a little bit more pep in his step. The 18-year-old won the September 7th draw of $2 million, but with his heart set on sports commentating, his plans haven't changed. They just might have gotten a little bit easier.
Get further away and spend more time just doing radio compared to, I don't know, having to have a second job while I'm off on practicum or something to keep myself supported. It's definitely huge.
Bolsgaard plans on investing the money to help support his future plans.
With an incredible finish to the semifinal rounds of soccer playoffs, NAIT Athletics has a lot to be thrilled about.
That's right, with both soccer teams winning the playoff games, they are headed to provincial championships. Our Nathan Carlson has more.
Thanks, guys. NAIT's men's soccer team is headed to the ACAC provincial championship game after a 2-0 victory over the Lakeland College Rustlers this past Saturday. The team will face off against our southern rivals, the St. Trojans, who finished their season with the same record as the Ooks. The Ooks will need to stick with their aggressive and fast-paced game, as Saint's goalkeepers have been on fire this season.
Just keep shooting and through balls. We got pacey guys up top, guys on the wing. We've been working all year on getting crosses in early and getting those through balls through, so we're just going to keep shooting.
The team looks to capture another title since winning one in the 2018-2019 season. You can catch the provincial championship game this Saturday, October 30th on ACAC TV. The Ooks women's soccer team is also headed to their provincial championship game with their 1-0 victory over Concordia University in the North Division final this past Saturday. Just like the men's team, the women's team will also be facing the St. Trojans. The girls are in for a tough battle and will need to put the pressure on early, as Saint's women's team finished the regular season with a perfect 6-0 record.
High press, work together as a team, work out the back, get a goal early, put them away early, high press.
The girls will look to win their third straight provincial championship this Saturday, October 30th. Kickoff is scheduled for noon. You can catch the game on ACAC TV. The Edmonton Oil Kings made a key acquisition this past offseason by adding 18-year-old Jakub Demik from Slovakia. The 6'4", 196-pound forward was selected 47th overall in the first round of the CHL import draft. Demik leads all rookies on the team in points while adjusting to playing hockey in a new country.
Game is faster, and it's a more physical game, and I think in Europe you have more time to get back and do skills with them.
Demik was also selected by the Vegas Golden Knights in the 2021 NHL draft and looks to keep improving his game with the Oil Kings. The Oil Kings look to keep their winning streak going against the Winnipeg Ice tonight after winning both games against Brandon and Medicine Hat last weekend.
He scores!
The Oil Kings are in for one of their toughest games yet. The Ice have a perfect record with 11 wins and no losses. Not only are they undefeated, their goaltenders have been excellent with only 20 goals against. The Oil Kings will have to play strong defensive hockey as Winnipeg has scored 64 goals this season.
When you play teams that can have offense like that, you got to make sure you manage the puck. You're taking care of it. You're making sure you make good plays, strong plays, heavy plays in the D zone. Really want to protect the net front. Don't give them those second and third opportunities that they've been scoring on.
Puck drop is scheduled for 7 p.m. and then the Oil Kings hit the road for a game against the Red Deer Rebels on Saturday. Lots of action going on this weekend. Caitlin, have you watched any of the soccer games?
I actually have. I went to the women's game at the beginning of the season. It was really nice to see some college athletics in person.
How about you, Cole? Have you gone to an Oil Kings game this season?
It's been a while since I've been to one, but I think now I might head out to this one.
That's all for sports. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Nathan. Coming up after the break, we look at what the Animal Care and Control Center is doing to help locate lost pets.
And how the community can utilize it to get animals back to their owners.
So we do anticipate that having the service will allow a greater number of people to be reunited with their pets.
Coming up on NAIT NewsWatch, the haunted houses are plentiful, Halloween costumes are a little short, and I'll tell you where you can find a good DMD campaign on Halloween night. All that and more coming up on NewsWatch.
Apparel for NewsWatch provided by TLA Development.
Pets run away from home every day, and trying to find them can cause a lot of stress.
With the Animal Care and Control Center's new pilot project, reuniting lost animals with their families might just get a little easier. The shelter deals with animals ranging from cats and dogs all the way to stray turkeys and lizards. This project gives those who find a lost animal the chance to post a picture on the facility's website in hopes that the owner can track them.
We're actually enhancing our website so that people will be able to post if they've found a cat within their community onto our live website.
More than 4,000 cats are brought into the shelter each year, and only an average of 14% of them get reunited with their family. Botter hopes that with this new addition to their website, it'll help raise that percentage. You can expect to see this pilot project launch before the new year. So Cole, it's getting pretty close to Halloween night. Do you know how you're gonna spend it?
You know, Caitlin, not yet. Too many options to choose from, but thankfully, Robert is here with entertainment to give us some ideas.
Thanks, guys. Well, Halloween festivities are plentiful, but unfortunately the costumes are not. As Ben mentioned earlier, we are facing a shortage on many items, and costumes are no exception to this. But don't worry just yet, as there is still some supplies in stores for this year's costumes.
It isn't really one type of costume. It's just, like I said, it's a variety of things.
Supplies are low on a lot of stock throughout Edmonton, but that doesn't mean everything. The more local you go, the better your luck will be when it comes to finding the costume you want. It's the items typically shipped in from other countries that are having a difficult time making our way to shores.
It could be anything from like one color of a bunch of cocktail masks that we can't get to makeup. All of a sudden, they can't get one ingredient, so they can't make either one color of makeup or a whole style of a certain line.
With Halloween right around the corner, now is as good a time as any to visit your local shop for you to have the best chance to find your costume. Tabletop games typically tend to be top-notch, but what about one with a terrifying Halloween twist? Tabletop Cafe is having a few of their D&D sessions on Halloween night, but it's no ordinary Dungeons & Dragons. They're hosting it with some special Halloween-themed campaigns and hoping people will show up in their costumes to join in.
It's actually a series of campaigns. So we have regular drop-in D&D sessions, and all our DMs from those sessions are hosting their own individual campaigns. So they're kind of all over the map. Yeah, they have different start times. They're all listed online on Facebook and on our website, and they just have a session. It'll be about 3 hours long, and if there's room, you can hop into a second one.
Game difficulty varies depending on group experience and comfort level. Character building is offered for those who need help, and the game starts at $7.15. Tickets are $10 each and can be purchased online. The Halloween fun doesn't stop there, as Edmonton is in full swing for those looking for a fun Fright Night. Edmonton has not one, but 2 haunted houses for you this year. Warped will twist your brain as it uses time, space, and reality to warp your mind to madness. But don't forget about Dusk. This one will walk you through a New Orleans cemetery with an above-ground graves as creatures stalk you around every corner.
Specialize in haunted houses. So we are Edmonton's premier haunted house for sure. We have 2 haunted houses. One is outside and one is inside. And we're just full of thrills and chills for Halloween season.
Edmonton runs until November 7th, giving you lots of time to go get your spook on. And if 2 haunted houses weren't enough, you're in luck because Dark has its share of horrific fun. Fort Edmonton is typically a safe, fun place for families to visit, but not during the Halloween season. That's right, Dark is back for its 4th year in a row, this year with 3 bewitching haunts aimed at a bit older audiences. Tickets for Dark cover not only the haunts, but also access to food festivals, drinks, and even live performances.
First time at a circus, coincidentally also the last. That way. Don't be impolite. Go say hi to my friends. Hello.
The cast is just dying to meet you down at the fort, waiting to give you the fright of your life. The event runs until Halloween night and is open from 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. Tickets are $45 each and can be purchased online. So, Cole, did I give you at least some idea of how you'll spend your Halloween night?
Well, Robert, I was thinking of maybe getting a costume, some candy, and hopefully the ghosts and ghouls won't get me this year.
Hopefully. And Caitlin, what about you? Haunted houses or just the candy?
Just the candy, I can guarantee you that.
Awesome. Well, good luck with your Halloween night, guys. I'm going to go finish my costume.
Thanks, Robert.
Thanks for joining us on this week's spooky episode of NAIT NewsWatch.
Don't forget to check out NAIT's virtual open house happening October 30th. Make sure to register on NAIT's website at nait.ca before the event.
I'm Cole Mercer.
And I'm Caitlin Poversnick. Thanks for stopping by.